Good morning, our friends. We are live, and I know that we just posted the video, so hopefully we will have few. Oh, there is 7 people, 8. Hello, Group 66. You are so faithful, girl. Thank you.
And you have her answer for her question today?
I was thinking about this in the night. Yes, smart. And then I fell asleep, Group 66, and I had the answer for you. Boy,
About the haunted house in
because at
Poland.
6 o'clock I sent.
You texted me and you said, "Do you have the comment?" And I said, "Yes."
I was checking. Hello, Marta S. and Christina Mariani. Hello,
Laura,
Annie.
Rhonda.
And in the night, I thought I would check what is the most haunted place in Poland. And that was not even close on the list.
Oh.
So that's the reason I asked you what was the name.
You've got some stuff on your glasses. Mm-hmm. Hello, Gloria, Bridget, Jenny, Faith and Flowers, Sherry, Leo Smiles, Donna, Rhonda, Christy Miller, Laura Hammond, Christina. Thank you very much for joining us.
So usually we are Tracy is posting the link for the video, but yesterday she was not feeling too well and she forgot. And I forgot. Usually I'm reminding her, but 2 of us forgot at the same time.
It's one of those days.
When S happened, we have to watch the words. There will be more algorithms coming because today they were going through the ringer. All those big companies were in Congress, so more algorithms for us. And
you mean more controls put on things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That will be. They will get even with us.
Well, hopefully something eventually comes good out of it.
And maybe I will start with the question from Group 66, and it was about haunted place in Poland.
Thank you, Group 66.
Jareszowicz, I think that was the name. Oh, thank you so much. So nice of you. And when I was checking which is the most haunted place in Poland, and I thought, I went to so many castles in Poland, and everyone had some lady in white or blue hunting the place and blah, blah, blah. But this guy bought that place in a small city because it's 100,000 people. And he advertised so well. His English is perfect. So he make this a big story, and people are coming like crazy, and they can spend the night there. And the noises are heard all over the places in that place because they have a mining company close to the city. Mm-hmm. But when I fell asleep, I thought, I didn't answer the question, and then I saw this old time. The address of that you sent, it is the Rynek. Rynek is downtown center of the place where it was the city hall long time ago. So it was always a city center of the place. And the same time, when they were punishing people for hundreds of years, every place in Poland had that. Local people will be putting judgment on someone who was a killer, they would be beating them up on the front of the Rathaus or city center, city town, city building. And I thought, I understand that now. Because I went in a time, like in the dream, and I thought they were punishing people and killing them even. So this is the haunted place. And then it was built a long time ago. That house is not new. It's creepy. And the energy is from there as well. During the Second War, there was a camp for prisoners. Like Auschwitz was a huge one. I don't want to use the words, but this was a smaller one. So there is a bad energy related to, but not in this building, but the area. And the guy is making good money and fulfilling so many people's dreams to come and see. So I will pull 3 cards.
1, 2.
I think there is some ghosts there because that's the reason I had the dream about this. So they wanted me to talk about this. But there was some tragedies. Shaky Tower, the symbol of the big building, which was center of the city, sharing about money and security, because when they were punishing those people, they were giving the rest of the population security. And the symbol of judge. So even small punishments were always on the center, and even if wife will be unfaithful, that will be a place that they will be throwing at her ex, or that was the place. They have different punishments for different people, for different crimes. So yeah, if you can visit that place, but there is so many other castles. But we never were allowed to stay in the castle. In this place, people were allowed to stay.
Martha S. is asking, will there be repercussions for Republicans for back down on the border deal with Democrats? 1, 2, 3.
It's like you will be seeing all of them, but not specific one, so they will be above the law. So the light is moving above them, and they are hiding. They will say, we can't do that, we can't punish them. There will be always battle between one party and another, and it's all the dysfunctional family. They just want to support Don, and they are not going to.
He isn't even the nominee to
Not
be
yet.
leader of the party yet, and he has full control over everything in the House. But now, will the Democrats use that in their re-election bid? Will they use that against them? 1, 2, 3.
When you have a white cloth ready for putting on the table for Christmas, and it has a big black mark, what you do? You just wash it off. And dry it and fast. And so I think they will be trying to wash it off and forget about it. But it will be a big mark on them. So some people will think maybe we have to change the cloth for less fancy and to have ready. There will be some worries on people's minds that Republicans don't pull enough attention to them, keeping a balance. And they will have eventually to negotiate that. They have to do something about it.
Will they do that within their time frame before the next election?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Time is very hard to say. They will have so many papers to the neck, to the nose. Biden will try it, educating people what is going on. Well, he might reunite the families, the both parties, because that was not in this. So yeah, he might be able to do it.
Well, the Republicans are targeting that one Republican senator who was on the committee who would help negotiate this deal. Now he's targeted. And he just was doing what he was supposed to be
Romney
doing.
was openly saying everything will be going fine, except that Trump stopped that. So Romney, but he's leaving, so he is not thinking that they can do anything to him, but his son wants to be running for Senate.
Romney's son?
Apparently, yes.
For anybody who is new to this channel.
I will excuse you. I'm so dry. I have to.
Oh, you didn't bring your coffee.
Not
It's not even coffee.
That's a weak.
It is coffee with hot water with a little bit of milk.
A little bit of coffee and more milk.
It just has a little color. And again, for anybody who's new to this channel, Violetta sees visions. She's very, very good. She sees visions and then she backs them up with the cards to see whether they support that vision or not. And it's really quite interesting, some of the visions, and she gets them immediately.
Very fast. Sometimes for the Fridays videos, I'm preparing them
In
before.
advance, yeah. That takes a long time, doesn't it, to do that one?
But
Prep up
because
front.
I have to write the questions and think that I answered that one or not, to be selective, and then to answer them.
Yeah, and then do the cards during the
Yeah.
the video. Faith in Flowers is asking, do you have advice or tips on how to psychically recall lost items? My memory fails me at times.
Welcome in the club. Everyone is getting that. I was just watching the movie Queen Bees.
Queen Bees, yeah.
Queen Bees. Yeah, and that's normal. We all have that moment. How to recall the memory.
Psychically.
Like,
It's lost items. 1, 2, 3.
okay, if you can recall where you went when you had that object last time,
It's compartmentalized in memory. You go back to
go
the place.
back. Yeah. Even when you're going for something and you forget, happened, go back to the place where you start. You know that you were thinking about this, and it will come back automatically. It's just like it's still there, but you move too fast and you left that. This is the only way. Try it to meditate, but with the meditation, control this thing. Like when my husband is losing something, I'm not that he is doing that only, I'm doing the same thing. And I'm telling him what the outfit you had, check the pockets, go back, go to your office, or go to, because maybe you were changing clothes when you came from work and you may leave it there. So it's always that go back, instead go forward, and don't panic. Panic is the worst thing. And the empire. You can be a controller, because empire is symbol of controlling. And worries is not the best thing, so try to relax and be in charge.
Now, I used to, and I still do, my dad,
Oh,
he passed away when I was 13 and a half. And, but my dad helps find things. And I was even looking for a document many years ago, and I kept on going through the filing cabinet and looking everywhere else. I went onto the bed and I just laid there and meditated and calmed my mind. I went back to the filing cabinet and it was face up over all the documents, the exact one. And I was explaining to him what it was. And then when I was working at, when I was executive director of learning disabilities, the program director, she would lose a couple of times. She lost documents, and she would come to me, and she's not even a believer. And she'd come and she'd say, could you please ask your dad? And so we'd ask my dad, and I'd say, explain to him what you're looking for. And then she'd go back to her office and she'd go right to where it was. Many times she'd misfiled it in the filing cabinet, but she'd go right back, or she tucked it in a book. But she always asked me that, even though she says, I don't really believe in this, but she'd always ask me. And my dad's amazing.
And my mom, she had phenomenal memory for names, books, phone numbers, dates, name it. But she was hiding stuff. I don't know, it's the time from war or whatever, but she will hide stuff, money or jewelry. And then she was in a panic. Maybe she didn't want my stepfather to find it. So she was hiding, and then she's in a panic mood. And she's asking my brother, can you find this for me? And my brother, like a detective, he will always find. I didn't have the time for that kind of games, but he loved it. And his wife is sometimes complaining that her memory is sometimes weak, and he will find everything which she will lose it.
Good for him.
Oh, and he loves that. I was detective to predict things, and he was detective to find it. So we were both kind of detectives, by my mom's opinion. But my brother was so good.
Mary Alice Coleman, Judge Engeron, he's making a decision today
Oh, yes,
in the New York fraud case and a possible judgment up to $500 million. Does Trump really have the money to pay for this? It's now being said that he can't use his
assets,
the PAC stuff that comes in.
Oh, from the PAC?
He deserts it. He diverts it to himself for his lawyer fees and everything. But in the settlement, he cannot use that. He'd have to set up a different for people to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So does he have the money himself? 1, 2, 3.
Well, when someone is in a prison, I will say someone is stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I see him behind the prison window. So I'm not saying that those things will cost him losing his ability to be free from prison. I'm just saying.
It's a civil case, not a criminal.
I know. Yeah. I know that's not that, but he will be stuck. Yeah. He will be unable to do things the way he wanted. Someone else will take the decisions for him. So it looks like they will be selling his properties without him selling it.
Well, they're already in their control.
Yeah. So he will feel that he is a prisoner. Oh, poor guy. I had 400 million in my pocket.
Yeah, well, he now has, he's worth 10 billion, he said.
Yeah, poor guy without one penny.
So if anybody is a Trump fan, the reason that we're not is because
I tried and I couldn't.
No, I've never liked him. But we're very, very for democracy. And to us, Trump doesn't represent democracy.
And if you love him, go and kiss the other channels. I'm sorry, you will be not happy with us if you love Trump. He will have to give the decision to someone else to make the decision. Now he will have to work for you.
Oh my goodness.
Poor guy, he will need more medication. The doctor will have to. And did you watch that video that I sent you about how much medications was going on through the White House? I can't use that word, so I'm not going to use that word because I will go out of the privilege of being with you guys. But there is a video about how much medication, and I'm calling this nicely medication, was going on through the White House.
When Trump was in.
When Trump, yeah. And
Dee asks, do group prayers have an effect stronger than just one person?
That was proven. I don't have to even go there because I know that they did research.
That magnifies it.
And there was a young boy in a hospital that they were afraid that he's dying, and people were gathering. Oh, I have goosebumps. Yes, it's working. And people were gathering around the hospital and they were praying. And I have actually, Sharon 444 is asking for prayers for her son, Richard Prater.
Proctor, is it?
Yeah. He has operation to final remove of his
Intestines.
intestines of his Crohn's by Dr. Wells, and it will take operation will be at 2 p.m. in a hospital in Dallas today afternoon. Yeah, and it's 1 hour difference between us and them. And all prayers are very needed and appreciated.
Well, Michelle's gone through that. And
yeah, we were sending her as well. And Cheryl, well, she was your friend much longer than mine.
She's been my friend since 1994.
Yeah, and she is home right now after the operation.
She's the one who has Ehlers-Danlos. That was on a video with
I did a video with her to encourage people that there are hopes to live longer than average.
After she had it removed, because she now has the ileostomy on the right hand side. But after everything was removed from her, she had better health.
And she is a speaker for the.
She's a vice president of the Ostomy Society. Yeah.
So she is speaking. That's the reason Cheryl is sharing this, because not everyone wants to talk about this.
No, but it's very, very important, and because she has a really good life. She just finished another surgery for something that was connected to that, but very successful again. So we do send out prayers to her son. Alex Wagner of MSNBC recently talked about how Fox News continues to viciously attack Taylor Swift through conspiracy theories. Fox News is begging viewers not to take Swift's advice to register to vote. The conservative right conspiracy theory, which is an extension of the big lie, that imagines a deep state plot involving Taylor Swift, her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, and the Super Bowl, now claiming that the Kansas City Chiefs, they qualified for the Super Bowl because they're trying to re-elect Biden with the help of the blue.
Yeah.
Fox News and other right-wing channels have ramped up their attacks on Swift. What action, if any, will Swift take in response to these vicious attacks? 1, 2, 3.
She might even create some song and get even with them. I see her singing and being who she is, and she has so many millions of followers, and she believes what she believes.
She was asking the young people and everybody to register, to vote.
So she didn't say, you have to vote for Biden. Maybe she did, because she said that she's going to vote for Biden.
Yeah, but she was just wanting people to vote or to register.
Before 2020, 2019. And they found her as extremely strong and powerful person. So they want to destroy her. Oh, gosh, once sometimes I browse on different channels, and I was watching them, how they were attacking. And I thought, I will send you to the high school, guys. You are attacking like they are such a groupie and mean. We didn't have that in Poland. I don't remember anything like that. But over here, when I came to Canada and I was watching the movies all about gossips and who is wearing what, we didn't have ability to be dressed up, especially for school. We had the same uniforms. Yeah. My husband had the same uniforms. If you were in a good school, you were very proud of who you are, and you had that emblem on the left hand, which school you are in, and you felt good. Mm-hmm. Because like to my school, it was 10 pupils for one spot. And it was hard school to be in. And I was very proud to be to have that thing. And so that was the only snobby thing that we could have it. Otherwise, we were equal. And there was not that gossips. Mm-hmm. She will be fine. She will be secure. And she will have more power. Actually, they will give her more power than less. And she will be working so hard she's workaholic. And she's finding time to have a boyfriend. Good for her.
Now there's a whole bunch of explicit AI, artificial intelligence generated Taylor Swift, sexually explicit images.
Even, they show her without.
Are the extreme right behind that at all? Or is another country behind it? It seems interesting that they chose now to do it. 1, 2, 3.
I see QAnon.
Who?
So QAnon, that group.
Oh, QAnon?
QAnon. Because my pronunciation is perfect. Okay. Oh, someone from outside. So it's not even from USA. So that might be as well. And we don't know where the QAnon is from.
Yeah.
They are afraid of influence that she has. King of Love. That one, I don't know why he will be in love with her and still wants to destroy her. The guy who is the head of it, who is making, well, maybe he wants to enjoy looking at her body.
Well,
So
keep it private then if he's imagining that.
He's sick of.
But they said, as soon as it's on the internet, you can't get rid of it.
No.
Music is asking, will there be any major earthquake in the south of Pakistan besides the Himalayas in Pakistan?
Oh, that must be music. Yeah. Will there be any
major earthquake in the south of Pakistan? One, 2, 3.
I see more closer to the north, closer to Himalayas, and no, because that's making the decision that doesn't apply. Yeah, more to the north. I think you will be fine if you are on the south.
And Zaraova is asking for prayers today for her parents who are both sick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Best energy is sent to the direction of your parents.
Juanita's review, is there some cause that will make men sterile in the near future?
I see water. And I know that rivers are polluted by hormones because a lot of ladies are taking hormone replacement and then they are peeing, and that water is in the rivers, and the fish is polluted because of the hormones. The food is polluted because they are feeding pigs with the hormones, so they grow faster, they have more estrogen and so on. Yes, definitely that will be a problem for males. And as well, I had 2 coincidences, but I was doing readings and one lady told me that her son and his partner have babies very late. She was in her late 40s and she had 2 nice babies, and because she was freezing her eggs in her late 20s. And on my private reading, the store, the same thing. She said she is 48, he is 50, and they have healthy baby. So I'm not saying the name, but I'm advising if some of you ladies, and maybe even men, I don't know if they can freeze the eggs as well.
They can freeze sperm, yeah. That's how artificial insemination happens.
Yeah, and that way they can be protected for the future. because that will be the only options for them to have babies, maybe. And so many of my friends are grandparents of babies from the with the help of the doctors. It's expensive, but at least they have babies, and I don't have anything against that. I know so many of those kids, and they are wonderful. So, yeah, that's probably option for many people who are capable of affording. I don't know how expensive it is to freeze and keep the egg to be frozen. But if I can give someone advice, do it.
Connie Fry is asking, do you see the blue wave of young voters coming out to vote for these elections?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
I see a purple mixture. Some secrets will be coming on both parties against both leaders, maybe, and somehow they will be dismissed, so that other people will be making their own decisions. Don't ignore the third party. I know a few years ago I said about third party, I was eaten alive, people were saying.
And you said that there's going to be a talk, and it's going to be the 3 party leaders
Yeah.
at the talk.
And at that time, everyone was telling me there is no room for third party. I bet there is a room for something like that. So don't ignore. And
Vote democracy.
it's for democracy, yes. Not that I want to see what I'm seeing, but it is like definitely purple color.
Juanita's review. Have you ever had a mean big dog attack? If yes, how did you react?
I wasn't. Sarah was a year ago.
Yeah.
Exactly, something like it was a year.
It was February.
Yes, and I stopped the dog. It was my son's dog, but he is from the shelter, so you never know how he will.
I didn't even see him coming.
Yeah, and I was able to eventually grab him because he ran away. I was grabbing him, and he is so big, so he ran away. And I ran and I pulled him out. And my brother was attacked about 5 times when he was a kid. And I was always the one who was pulling the dogs away from him, and I was able to stand up. I was not afraid that no dog ever attacked me.
But you were afraid when you pulled the dog off of me. You said, because I never asked until the next day, and I said,
Well,
did I push the dog away because it was so quick? And she said, you said you pulled him, but you were afraid he would turn and attack you.
I was, because it's not my dog. I see him 2-3 times a year.
Yeah, he was just dropped off.
And so I was afraid that moment after, but not the moment that I was doing. After that, I thought, but it is eventually I thought, of course, he could do the same thing to me.
Well, that was scary because I had 10 stitches. I lost almost a part of my nose. If you would have pulled him and he would have had that skin, because it lifted the skin, a big chunk of it. So 10 stitches
it's good
later.
That it's you don't have the abilities like I do for healing, because I will bleed probably to death, and I have the very rare bleeding blood and rare bleeding disorder. So
yeah, and I had a good surgeon.
Yeah, I will be bleeding, and they, even with transfusion, they have small chances to find someone with my blood.
Yeah, you're very rare and special.
I'm so special.
So special.
Yeah, do I want to be that special? Like 1 out of 167 people have my type of blood. So, and especially with my bleeding disorder so rare, it is they don't know how to protect me. But
Sarah Ova is asking, how do I know if I've met somebody from a past life? How would you answer that one?
Okay.
Like even if you're a caregiver, a family member, what was the relationship?
It's not always that you like that person. I have a client. Whenever he was coming to my store, I found that so weird. I thought, why do you not like him? He is a nice young man. He's working hard. And I couldn't understand why am I not fan of him. He's successful and he's married and he's good to his wife, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw him many centuries ago when I was a witch healer, because that's what they call them, witches.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a judge, priest, something like that. And he put me and few of my friends, girlfriends, threw us from the bridge to the water to drown. And we were wearing those white dresses, so we sank. And I always feel when he's coming, I have chills. And I'm trying to be as nice to him, and I'm polite, and we do business. But, it's not always that you feel good about that person. Sometimes from the past, you feel like someone hurt you. And it was funny because I was probably teenager, and my girlfriend was Lydia. And I said, in the different life, at that time we never talk about different lives, but I said, I have dreamed that my name was Lillian, and I was thrown from the bridge to drown, and it was a castle. So I remember that vision even as a child. With Cheryl, we click with someone.
It was immediate, but we've had several past lives together.
Yeah. With my husband was the same thing. I met him. We couldn't stop talking and talking and talking. And we met on the seaside. He was more attracted to my body than to my brain, but eventually he was attracted to my brain because I was capable of talking with him for a few nights that we were meeting. And I was telling him, below here, not allowed. Above the knee, not allowed. You can kiss me, you can do whatever, but nothing more. And we were just talking and talking, nothing, that I want to seduce him. And eventually, a few years later,
the eyes are the windows to the soul. We recognize.
Yeah. And when I did past life, I met him two times in my past lives. Once I was a nun and he was a soldier with the problem on his leg, and he has the same problem this lifetime. It's so odd. And then another time he was a gardener and he was helping me to run away from London over Thames River with my little girl. So we met 2 times platonically. This time we are lucky.
You finally got to marry.
And 44 years. So you will know that you trust someone or you don't.
Yeah. Artists would like to know, do you see what will happen to Abbot for not following the ruling of the Supreme Court to take down the razor wire and building his own military to stand at the border? One, 2, 3.
I don't see him being punished. He will be moving forward on his wheelchair because he is on a wheelchair, and I see him going different for the place where he can move forward. So he has some path that he can choose and no one will touch him.
But you thought he was going to be moving out of
Eventually,
office.
but not right now. And he will make decisions, healer. And he's backstabbing people, but eventually he might need a doctor help, so that will be the punishment from the above.
Yeah, you said it was a health issue.
From above, the karma.
Now, continue on here. Carol Jones is asking, will Biden activate the National Guard in Texas? One, two, three.
Oh boy. I'm seeing more him being involved in some ships and sending people for some battles. So his hands might be tied up. He might have to send the army somewhere else, because I see army ships. There will be some surprise. He will have to make different decision, and what he will put, he will receive. So the bigger enemy will be more important for him than the. Not that that's not something that I'm neglecting, the border, but I think he wouldn't have too many soldiers for his display.
Kevin Birdwell is asking, will we soon be going to see new alliances in the European Union, German alliance, French alliance, Scandinavian alliance, and an independent Polish leadership?
They are already alliance. I can't say that there will be a new alliance. They are already connected as three cards.
1, 2, 3.
But they are feeling weak. They are feeling like that everything is rusty. The chain that is connecting them, it's rusty. It's a little, hit of hammer and it can break. So they have to re-grease and repaint the chain so they will be solid connecting them. They need healer. And it will be on and off, because I saw a symbol of chains connecting them. Some secrets will be coming. And it is, so many people are not as supportive of Ukraine as they used to be. And that's what making the chain much weaker. And that's what Putin wants. He wants that to happen, and as well, the don't want that.
MBG is asking, hardly any stock in stores here in Florida, food, clothing. Is there something going on that we're not aware of?
In Florida, they have.
In Florida, they have a shortage of stock in food and clothing.
Clothing even.
That's what our MBG has written. 1, 2, 3.
No, that must be some problems, local problems, but I see a whole black thing moving with my head. So there is some hole, but it's created for some reason. Judgment. They don't feel that they have enough power, or they don't make good decisions, and they work part-time instead of full-time. So they are cutting on, but I can't explain why.
Is DeSantis behind it at all? 1, 2, 3.
It doesn't make any sense. No, he's sleeping on it. He doesn't pay attention. He will have to make some decisions and make people feeling more secure. We don't run out of clothing in Alberta. The water, I will be advising people to have some water for any bad situation in the future. Just make sure that you have some water in a big container. because what today Chris Wray was saying to the Congress, that that's what will be hacked one day
In the States.
everywhere. Canada too. We are following the United States, and the hackers wants to take advantage of.
Will they hold them hostage, or
They want to show them that they are better with hacking. And Chris Wray said they are, like, for one American who is working on the project to protect, there is 50 Chinese who are working against. So the hackers will be successful. So without water, you need to have water at least for a few hours, for a couple of days. So always have some big container with water. I know you don't think that way because I have. You said
you have a container of water for your dog only.
No, that's for us as well.
Is it?
Yeah, you can boil that water, and you can have in the future, if there is any shortage, you can have it.
Christy Miller is asking, will North Dakota ever have a Democrat as a governor and in DC? Right now, North Dakota is very red and even has some GOP members in office who drink the orange person's Kool-Aid.
How nicely said.
So will North Dakota ever have a Democrat as a governor? 1, 2, 3.
Well, I see this as a small letter, so maybe in the future, but because right now I don't see that. Some secrets will come out, so they will be more aware how nicely they are working. They will be open more for the words, and someone who will be doing better job eventually. But I'm not saying that it is right now. But the time is not for me to predict.
Ellen L. Buikema. The state of Kansas has a strong Democratic governor, but it is still a Republican state. Do you see Kansas becoming blue instead of red?
Very dark blue. So when you add a little bit purple, it's more darker than than regular blue. But it's still blue. 3 cards.
1.
Well, it's more purple.
2, 3.
They will be choosing someone who will be nice. They will love that person. They will backstab the one that is right now, and they will be protected. So 2 angels will be watching over them.
Because it says the state of Kansas has a strong Democratic governor right now. So that person will be backstabbed?
I don't know, but eventually they will be fine. The state will be fine.
Okay. JERWM. How many states will kick Trump off the voting ballot?
Oh. I just hope I will see. I have to figure out how to understand that
2,
version.
3.
Oh boy. When I was in Poland, we were traveling a lot for vacation by train. And I was going on 3 camps in the summer. So 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and then break to wash your clothes because I didn't have too many clothes, and then pack them and go. And we were going by the train. No teacher, instructor was with us to tell us, where we are or when we are going, how many kilometers and so on. We were just waiting for whistle and be ready. And it is like that. I'm opening the window and thinking what the place we are standing, what the name of the station, being confused. And there will be a lot of confusion. No, not enough. When it will happen right that, not before. So the decision will be made faster than we know. Everything will be on a paper, decided by others. Again, the secret card is coming. Everything will be in dark because when it's moon, then there is, night. So after the night, everything will be in open. But it will be still hidden for a while. The surprise.
Lorraine B is asking, do you think Sherrod, Sherrod, I don't know if that's correct, Brown will be reelected in Ohio?
I don't know anything about that.
Here, I'll try to bring a picture up.
Okay. Can you give easy questions? So hard to. And what party he is?
Democrat.
He's good looking, 71. You can show.
He's a senior United States Senator.
Three cards.
1, 2, 3.
I think he will be able to be likable enough for people to trust him. So I think he will go to the top. He has to watch for the bad guys. He will be fighting for what he's supposed to be fighting, and he will be doing a great job. So looks like he will be chosen.
And for those who would like to know, Violetta, when she looks at a picture, she likes to see the eyes, because that's into the soul card. But even when I had my first reading ever, and I came for a reading, and you said to me, but you don't need it. You can do this on your own. And I said, well, I already do it on my own, but I want to see what you do. And I brought pictures of different people I wanted to ask about it. And then she gave me very interesting information, and it was true. Kathy McLaughlin's asking, will the border bill pass the House?
Especially good with the grandchildren, kids or grandchildren. I love that. I don't know how but the person who is asking about them, it's so unfiltered.
Mm-hmm.
And they are giving me the ability to connect somehow. Because when parents are asking about kids or grandchildren, they
have to get permission, because
that's what is.
With your bird feeder stuff, you said to me, you're blocking, because I was giving her a gift for Christmas. And she'd keep on asking me about it. And then she says, you're blocking me.
And I learned that from my kids, especially with Roman, the younger one. I was so close with him. I could tell him and things will happen a few hours later. And then when I told him that he will have accident skiing, he was furious. But I predict that. And then it was happened. After that, he is blocking me. He said, I don't want you to know too much about me. I just want to have my own ways of dealing with like that. But good thing that I won him, because he didn't go by himself. He took his ex-girlfriend, but they were friends. They never were really girlfriend, boyfriend. And they were too young. And, he needed someone to drive him because he broke his collarbone and it would be really hard for him to drive. And he's left-handed. So it was so funny that I learned that he can block me.
Yes, as we've learned.
And
So it really helps if you're open to it and allow
Yeah.
her to read. Now, there will be one last, well, you still haven't answered the question, will the border bill pass the House, from Kathy McLaughlin?
we'll,
Will the border bill pass the House, the one that they're arguing about for Biden? Or is that going to carry on until after the election? Will they pass something? One, two, three.
Okay. I have to go back to memories, what it means. And we were in Poland and surfing with that fabric, you know, how you call that? The surfing board, but the fabric as well.
Oh, it's a sail?
Sail. But he is standing, that guy is standing on that desk. And in 80s, it was so rare. And we are standing by the lake with my husband, and we are watching, and he's fascinated, waiting until this guy will be closer to us and closer. And that was actually one of the reasons he thought about going to the West, because he would like to do things like that, to have a freedom to buy, because it was unavailable in Poland when there was martial law. Nothing was available. So you will have to wait until eventually the surfer has to come to the shore, and to the beach. So you will have to wait and wait. I'm not seeing this right away, and it's like a small point on the lake, and you are waiting and enjoying the waiting time or excitement. So there will be a tough time, the darkness, and the sun will eventually shine. And big change. Closing one paragraph, opening another. Not a bad card. Don't mix the death card is a bad card. It's just paragraph, closing one part of the life and starting another. Oh, I think we are over time, honey.
I'm the honey.
You are the honey.
For those who are new to this channel, I do take screenshots of the questions, and we use them into later ones if we can put them in. So your questions are never lost.
I'm glad they didn't stop us. We didn't have too many views today, only 290, because it was not advertised. Yeah,
didn't go out. Now, we have some prayers again. I mean, you have that prayer that you have in front of you.
Oh, so you know that about the hospital.
Yeah. And also, let me see, let me get
for Richard, who is going for operation.
Richard's going for an operation.
Not my Richard, but Richard from Texas. Richard
Prayers. Zara Ova is asking for prayers for both parents who are sick. We're putting that in. And there's prayers for Lorraine is asking for prayers for her sister who has stage 4 cancer. Kathy McLaughlin's asking for prayers for Ukraine.
Yes, Kathy, you are such a loyal viewer. And thank you so much, all of you.
We really appreciate this. And this is for entertainment only. And we appreciate that you subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps the algorithm. And to make comments, that affects the algorithm as well. On Friday night, Violetta will be going through again and looking at questions that are unanswered and coming up with responses to those, and post it Saturday morning. Saturday's video, when it comes out, that is the one that half an hour complimentary reading. If you wrote something in the comments there, and preferably even a question in there too, that's where a draw will take place. And somebody will have a complimentary half-hour reading.
Donated by Janet and Tom Burke.
Yeah, Janet and Tom are going to be, or they already have donated for somebody to win that reading. So again, look forward to Saturday morning with you. And I'll see you again with Violetta next Monday.
Monday, yes. Thank you so much.
And just a reminder, next Tuesday,
I have Linda Giacomanci.
Yeah, a reading with Linda.
On the
6th.
26th, no.
On the 6th. Of February.
January 6th, yeah?
We're January right now, the last day.
Oh yeah, February 6th at
12:30.
And it will be on my channel. Actually, on this. Yes, 20. No, I'm so
6th.
far. Yes, 12:30, January 6th. I will be with Linda Gitamanchi, and it's on my channel, so I will be posting right away.
So ask questions.
Or if you can even send questions for Linda, but I will be still doing on Monday and Friday for myself.
Mhm.
For us.
So again, thank you very much for joining and supporting Violetta's channel. It's really appreciated.
Thank you so much, all of you who are with us.
And there's some new people here as well who just happened to come across it because it went public.
So maybe
And
that's
so it
good.
came up.
See you next time.
And Kelly Bach, who won the last reading,
Uh-huh.
she says, I cannot wait for my reading. You will love it. And if you have pictures of anybody, front view only, if you're asking about somebody, that really helps Violetta connect with that person.
See you then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, I have a pain.